So we want to solve this system of equations. Now I notice this time I've got 3, so it's going to take more than just a couple steps to get to the end. And to make this a little bit easier, what I really want to do is I'm going to number these equations. So I'm going to go ahead and number these 1, 2, and 3. That's going to help me to remind me which ones I'm working with, as well as what I'm going to be doing to those equations. So let's look at the first 2 equations first. So I want to look at 1 and 2, so I'm going to have x plus 4y minus z equals 20, and I'm going to have 3x plus 2y plus z equals 8. Check that out. Already, if I add straight down, my z's are going to cancel. So that's what I'm going to do. Remember, that's the whole point of this, is you want to eliminate a variable. So we're going to get rid of the z's. And that's going to leave me 4x plus 6y equals 28. Okay, so what that means now is I've got to figure out a way to do that again, including one of the equations I have not used yet. So I haven't used equation number 3. And just kind of as a reminder, this was equation 1, and this is equation 2. So I need to use equation 3 in some format. So I'm going to go ahead and write it first. So 2x minus 3y plus 2z equals negative 16. Now, you can pick your pleasure. Which one of the other ones do you like better? Is there a better one? I don't know that there really is a better one. I'm going to use number 1 because I notice it has smaller coefficients. So I'm going to write down next to it. So this was equation 3 and equation 1. And now, what do I need to do? I need to see, this time when I add straight down, none of my z's are going to cancel. Remember, that's what we have to get rid of, is z. So the signs are different. So I'm going to take the second one and I'm going to multiply it by 2. So I'm going to rewrite the first equation. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite the second one having multiplied through by 2. So that's going to give me a minus 2z and 40. So just like what we had before, the z's are going to cancel, which was the whole purpose. And I'm going to get 4x plus 5y equals, now over here I have to do 40 minus 16, which is going to be 24. So now I have 2 new equations, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give them some new numbers so that I don't lose them. This is going to be equation 4, and I'm going to call this equation 5. So you know what's going to happen. We're going to have to line those up, and then I'm going to have to figure out how to do an elimination from those 2 equations. So let's see, we've got 4x plus 6y equals 28. And then I've got 4x plus 5y equals 24. Well, I notice on the y, on the x's, that they both have the same coefficient. So they both have a 4. So I could just multiply one of them by a negative. So I'm going to multiply the second one by a negative. And then I'm going to add straight down. So the 4's are going to cancel. And I'm going to get y equals 4. How cool was that? So now that I've got that, I can go into one of either 4 or 5 and find x. So I'm going to go into equation 4. Let's just use that one. So I've got 4x plus 6 times 4 equals 28. So I've got 4x plus 24 equals 28. I'm going to subtract 24 from both, subtract 24 from both sides, and I'm going to get 4x equals 4. And then when I divide, I get x equals 1. So now what we need to find is z, but I don't want to be losing these values that I've already found. So I'm going to go ahead and box them in pink so they kind of stick out. So now I need to find the value of z. So I'm going to plug it into that very first equation because it looks kind of like it might be kind of easy. Maybe not, but it looks that way. So we said that x is 1. We said that y is 4, and then that's going to equal to 20. So I'm going to get 1 plus 16 minus z equals 20. So I get 17 minus z equals 20. I'm going to subtract 17 from both sides. I'm going to get minus z equals 3. I'm going to divide by -1, so I'm going to get z equals -3. And then I'm going to go ahead and put another box around that so we don't lose it either. So we found the answer. So the answer is x, y, and z. So if I had to write it as a solution set, it would be 1, 4, -3.